Hey there, welcome to Tiny Elephant. In this video, we're going to be making a very simple daisy granny square. So, grab your favorite hook, let's get started. I'm going to start with yellow yarn for the flower core. To make the magic ring, hold the yarn tail, wrap the yarn around your fingers twice, insert the hook, pull through a loop, then chain one right away. I'm going to do 8 single crochets into the ring. Once you've completed your 6 single crochets, it's time to tighten the ring. So, you'll have your yarn tail and 2 loops on the inside of the work. So very slowly and gently give your tail a little pull to see which strand of the double magic ring moves. Get that moving one, then we pull it firmly so that it closes up this inner circle tightly. Then pull the tail end nice and tight. Now, I'm going to join to this very first single crochet with a slip stitch. I always do the magic ring with double loops, so that the ring doesn't loosen up over time. Our round 1 is now finished, so move on for the round 2. Chain 1. In most cases, this chain 1 will not count as a stitch. Insert the hook into the back loop of the same stitch. We will work here 2 single crochets. I do recommend working over the tail when you do this because it will give you a tighter base. We are going to work 2 single crochet in each stitch, but just in back loops. So increasing in each back loop. Just keep going all the way around. Now I have all my 16 stitches done. I'm going to join with a slip stitch to the first single crochet stitch. For round 3, and we're going to do a regular single crochet followed by an increase. Chain 1, single crochet in the same stitch, but also just in the back loop. In the next back loop, we do 2 single crochets. We work only in the back loops. And just repeat this round. I'll meet you back when I get to the end. I have now one last increase to do. When I get to the end, I'm going to change the color. I'll join the white yarn with a slip stitch to the very first single crochet. Then chain 10. The last chain is our turning chain. It doesn't count as a stitch. In the remaining 9 stitches, we single crochet. Here my 9 single crochets. Now we are going to skip 1 stitch in the previous round. In the next stitch, only in the front loop, we'll make a slip stitch, then chain 10 again. Work 9 single crochets to make the second petal. What we need to do now is just repeat until we have a total of 12 petals. So we work only in front loops for this round. The remaining back loops will be needed for second layer of the petals in next round. So I finished with the 12 petals. We skip the last stitch, and insert our hook into the back loop of the next stitch. Chain 10 again. We're going to make the petals just like before. Nine single crochets. Once we have the 9 stitches done, turn over the flower. You could see the remaining back loops clearer. Like previous round, we always skip 1 stitch. Slip stitch in the next back loop. For this round, we will have 12 petals to do. It's my last petal. I'm going to join with a slip stitch in the first petal. So there are 24 petals. Now we cut the white yarn. If you turn over the flower, you'll see the stitches which have been skipped. Here we could actually only see the back loops of those stitches, because the front loops are hidden. We insert our hook into one of the back loops. Chain 1, make 2 single crochets in the same stitch. Then chain 1. In next skipped stitch, we do the same. Two single crochets and chain 1. And just repeat this around. I'll meet you back when I get to the end. I have one last stitch to go. Then we join with a slip stitch to the first single crochet. Now we have all the 24 single crochets and 12 chain 1 spaces completed. We will continue with round 7. Chain 3, which counts as a double crochet, then chain 1 more. It's our first chain 1 space in this round. In the next chain 1 space, we do 3 double crochets cluster and chain 1. In the next 2 chain space, we are going to create the first corner. So 3 double crochets cluster. Chain 3. Then move to next chain space. In here we do 3 double crochets cluster and chain 1 again. Now we have done 3 double crochets clusters. Actually, what we need to do is just repeat this 3 more times, but it's a little bit different at the end. I'll explain it later when we get to the end. We have now 2 chain spaces left. So in the next, we do 3 double crochets, then chain 3. So here comes our difference. Since we have already worked a chain 3 as double crochet at the beginning, so we need just 2 double crochets in the last chain space. At the end, I'm going to join with a slip stitch to the 3rd chain. So, we have the first granny cluster round done. You can see our square starting to form. Thereafter, it is simple and classic. So, chain 3. It counts as a double crochet. In the same space we are going to do 2 more double crochets, and chain 1. Into each chain 1 space, we are going to work here 3 double crochets and chain 1. Then into the chain 3 space, it's our corner. We make here 3 double crochets and chain 3. Then 3 double crochets and chain 1. Just keep going all the way around. We will do the same for further rounds. What we need to do is be careful with the beginning chain of each round. We should realize, in which chain space does the beginning chain 3 belong. For example, for the next round, we chain 3. At this point, no more stitches can be placed in front of it. So, chain one more to create a chain space. We move on to the next chain space. We are going to complete that chain space later. I'll meet you back when I get to the end. Close to the end. I'm now completing the last chain space with 2 double crochets. So that we have in all chain 1 space 3 double crochets and chain 1. Then join with a slip stitch to the 3rd chain. For next round, we chain 3. This chain 3 is just placed on the end edge of chain space from previous round. It fits still 2 more in front of it. So, I'm going to work 2 more double crochets. Now, I hope you see the pattern clearly, so that you can make the granny square as big as you wish. I worked 4 rounds of granny clusters. I'm going to make 2 rounds of single crochet. Slip stitch to pull through a loop. Chain 1. We make a single crochet into each stitch. This stitch next to chain space can be slightly hidden. So look a little bit closer, try not to miss stitches. I have 2 last stitches to go. Join with a slip stitch to first single crochet. Last round, single crochet in each stitch too. And now, in each corner, we have 3. Here, we work in the second stitch 3 single crochets. When I get to the end, I'm going to join in the same exact way as usual. Cut the yarn, hide the yarn end. If you want to flatten your crochet work with the iron, don't forget to place a towel between the metal of the iron and the crochet work. Never put an iron directly on crochet projects as the iron will cause the yarn to melt or burn. I hope you guys enjoyed this pattern. Have a nice day and see you in the next video.